Hey there, fellow Factorians. Onerous here with another episode of Seablock, and episode 2 in fact. It's very loud, that electrolyzer, isn't it? Hopefully the sound settings I've got on the actual game recording is okay. Before we start, nice little reminder from Timothy Yarjow. Sorry if I've ruined your last name pronunciation, but Squeak Through, yes. How can we live without Squeak Through? And it is back. Well, I disabled it for Rampant mod, but we're bringing it back in because we're gonna need it to squeak through all these little gaps. Look at that! Oh, it's so good, so good, such a good mod. Quality of life. Anyway, we've set up a little bit of something, and we're just going to keep going on our path because I actually quite like that these are. It's just like. Just craft this, and it gives us good direction. Obviously, there's a lot of science, just normal science coming up, but for now, we've got a clear goal on how to get to basically the start of the game, honestly. Like, these are all just basic techs. So, this episode, we are working towards green algae, and we could redo this, but we are going to need brown algae, although, like, why not? Why wouldn't we just rip this up? We're probably going to go through a lot of different iterations of the base for multiple reasons. Obviously, the lack of space means that we have to be kind of reusing stuff. Looks like because I'm like, did I grab everything out? But no, that's right. We've got the automation going. So let's just see how we're doing with some of those things. Pop that back in here, and I mean, we should probably also make a couple of these, and just start burning some of this. Speaking of which, I should also be getting some wood pellets, shouldn't I? Wood pellets. Got to remember to keep making the wood pellets. There we go. All right. Keep making the wood pellets. There's a few wood pellets to be made. Let's rip these out. So the green algae recipe was really, really simple, wasn't it? It was just water. Like this. And try again. This one. Yeah. Just water. But we don't make much brown algae. So with the green algae, we can start making cellulose fiber. Aha. Okay. What does that get made in though? We don't have assemblers yet. We do not have assemblers, so that might be what we'll need to make turn that green algae into cellulose fiber. Let's have a look at FNEI. So this makes 5 fiber in 2 seconds, which is clearly a lot quicker than our current foraging of fiber, which is 1 fiber in 2 seconds. All right, so we'll be making 5 times as much from the green algae, which is a pleasant boost to our outgoings. All right, let's just keep this stuff going. Well, yeah, that's pretty good. And yeah, there we go. We've now learned wood processing, and that gives us the electromagnetism lab. Lab construction core, lab mechanization. All right. We can also make small electric poles, which is handy. Wood bricks. So we'll do some mathing on the wood bricks first. So our pellets are 8 megajoules, and 2 pellets makes a wood brick. So that is that's 16 megajoules. And it doesn't say how much a wood brick provides. Let's see if we can look that up in FNEI. Wood brick does not say. I guess we'll craft one. And okay, let's just cancel the rest of these. We'll craft a wood brick and see if it tells us what's in our inventory. It does not. How interesting. Now, I'm going to go out on a bit of a limb and assume that it is a increase from the wood pellets. Surely it's going to give us more than the wood pellets. They wouldn't create it otherwise, would they? But let's do this. So we need an assembler or the fancy assemblers from the crash zone. How can we make an assembler? We cannot make assemblers yet. So is that part of the next tech research? Radars, miners, burner miners? No. Alright, where are assemblers? Assemblers, basic automation. We've got our burner assembler and steam powered assembler. Interesting. Alright. So let's move on towards that. We need to craft an electromagnetism lab to get to there. Now we've got recipes, we've got science. Here we go. All right. So electromagnetism lab. Yeah, we can make 14 of them. That's pretty easy. All right. Meanwhile, we'll just grab the algae, grab what algae we can, and then we'll see what our lab gives us. All right. After we get to lab, it is going to be automation all the way, I think. Basic into regular. We will want electric labs. Electric automation. Okay. So now we need to make a bunch of these electromagnetic core and electromagnetic coils. Interesting. Iron plate and copper plate. It's actually quite a lot of copper to make those, isn't it? So let's see how we're doing over here. Because we need 15, and there we go, 15. All right. Things are going okay. I think for now this is actually hindering us. We don't need the landfill, and we kind of want some more materials, specifically some more copper. We're actually running a little bit low on copper. Let's get you started. Hopefully. Yep, we're doing it. Alright, you in there. Keep it going. Alright, and then this will give us automation, which will be delightful. So, automation, we're going to start trying to work on a chain for power. Let's just do a quick look on how we can get to Boiler 1, fluid burner, boiler 2. How about boiler 1? Okay. Does this give us? This actually gives us a boiler. Okay. So we already have a boiler, and we can start making power from that once we figure it out. All right. This will keep going. This will keep going. And what do we need to make the boilers? How is our current power situation? We're drawing sort of 0.5 megawatt. Our steam engine provides basically 1 megawatt. So if we do one of those and two of them, should be a good enough to power what we need. Along with, I mean, this we can keep this going because it's kind of free, but at the same time, that's a lot of space. That's a lot of space for very little energy. And we've got to be cognizant of our landfill requirements. We actually haven't got any crushed stuff. Right, that's a little bit sad. All right, pop the rest in there. We are working towards automation 2, so that we can get powered assemblers. I don't think we want to be stuffing around burner assemblers. Okay, now we have that power going. Let's bring it over here, and we will have to keep that going. There we go. Let's get over here some power. I'm not exactly sure how much space I'm going to need, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so one of you kind of like this. Actually, I'm going to do it like this so that we can copy that, because we've got enough. We've got enough of that. All right, we are going to need more space out this way. We'll figure out where they go later. Advanced automation has finished, which is nice. So there's one, and hopefully this should be enough for two. There we go. All right, and then power this up, and you can have our wood. Wood bricks cannot be used as fuel. Okay, that is why they didn't have a fuel variety. We learned something. All right, let's grab half of those and half of those. So we need to start making. We need to start making some of these. It needs to go there. And to do that, we come over here. All right. Inserter wise, do we have filter inserters? No. How do we get filter inserters? Because this is going to be important. Filter inserters come in a long way away. All right. What about splitters? Because we can use priority splitters. Splitter. There we go. Okay. 10 more, and we get a basic splitter. Excellent. Let's make 10 more research then. Research. There it is. We do not have enough copper, and that's not going to be enough. There we go. All right, we can make 4 more. So it's not quite going to be enough to get us to our 10 that we need here. So this situation needs to run for a little bit longer, and you know what? I'm actually going to pause and continue on the recording when we actually get there, because this is going to be part of the whole series. Because especially from my understanding, is the first half of this is quite grindy, and I don't want to waste your time, so I'm going to pause it, and we're going to come back when I have the research ready. All right, and we're back. It's probably about 5 minutes of just kind of sitting around, and our research is complete. Look at that, beautiful. It's just like in the blink of an eye, happens like magic. So, first things first, let's see what we want to research next. I don't think we need to worry about these just yet, because they are very expensive. They need tin plate. We've got to stick with our basics. We definitely don't need to worry about these guys. I have got Afraid of the Dark, so optics is not that important. Military, not an issue. What does wood processing give us? Charcoal. Now, charcoal can be burned. It has a fuel value of 4 megajoules. Now, let's see. Two wood pellets went into a wood brick. So that is 16 megajoules of power. This produces 5 times 4, which is 20. That is actually a increase. So let's put that down as our research. It's going to take a while because our copper is. I did automate this section here, so now the crushed stone stays in here, but we automatically dump into these furnaces the additional stuffs. But what we want to do now is use our basic automation. We'll craft an assembly machine, and what am I doing with all this brown algae? Let's have a quick look at brown algae and what we can do with it. The alginic acid, I think, is probably the go, which makes paper. Alginic acid and cellulose fiber makes cellulose pulp. Yep. But the cellulose fiber is coming from the green. Okay, all right. We're learning. We probably should craft a stack of those. These are very, very slow, by the way. If you crafting speed of 0.5. Oh, these are the basics. Sorry, we did jump the burners. The burners are 0.25. They're not worth your time, but they don't need power, which is a nice thing. So, you, my friend, are going to be turning green algae into cellulose fiber. And then we're going to have you making alginic acid from brown algae. Alright, we just need to work this in a way that is going to be operable. No, that's not it. Okay. Because what I want to do is automate this process completely. So you are making cellulose fiber from green. No, sorry. You are making cellulose fiber from green. You're making alginic acid, cellulose pulp, which means you need to be making alginic acid. Let's rehash you. Alginic acid from brown algae. Alright. And the ratios are probably a little bit wonky, but this gives us cellulose pulp. We are going to expand out this way a wee bit. And then, so this cellulose pulp turns into paper. Just directly. Yep. Okay, that's good. And then this paper turns into wooden boards, which we then need to make circuit boards. Alright. Alright, we probably don't need to automate that just yet. How are we doing with copper plate? We've got a couple more. Let's not worry about that because we still don't have enough. We need 4 copper plates to make 8 coils. Alright. The waiting game. Let's grab out the leftover crushed stone here and pop it back in here to speed that process up just a wee bit. How are you doing? You're waiting on alginic acid, and you're waiting on brown algae. So it looks like we are going to be using more of that than we have. So the next step is turning that cellulose fiber into wood pellets. So this is another. We can grab that pole away. So this will create wood pellets, which we can use to fuel up here. We'll turn that into wood bricks and charcoal eventually, and then we can use that charcoal to fuel the process. All right, but it's this situation here that is slowing us down the most. We do not have enough slag coming in. So what do we do? Well, I think it's worth expanding. And to do that, we would need another one of these. All right, let's one of these. That is an electrolyzer. There we go. All right. We can reuse the flare stacks. We may have to move this guy out of the way. Yet again. All right. And okay. A few of these things may have to move. Because I want to reuse those flare stacks. I don't think we actually have enough materials. Oh no, we can make more flare stacks if we had to. But I want to rotate you this way. How are we gonna make this work? We want 2 of these going into a. We've disconnected all the power. There we go. 2 of these side by side. They can't go side by side. That's ridiculous. For reasons. And those reasons are that this here doesn't match. So if I do that and that and that. All right, we can hook these up. The flare stack there and a flare stack there. There a flare stack. There a flare stack. Everywhere a flare stack. Yes, Old MacDonald had some flare stacks. Okay, so that is now operating, and now we need to get out of here. We need to get the crushed stone. I think it might be time that we put in some belts. Okay, let's rejig this yet again. And I might be using a bit too much space to do this, but we got a lot of space now. So let's not get too worried about space just yet. something like this. We'll do that and that. You have to go to, buddy, to there, and then that there, and that there. Then the flare stacks go. Okay. So now we have a little bit of area here where we could build some belt. And we're going to make our very first belt. And then that will feed into this, which will feed into there. Alright, you're making crushed stone from slag. You need a bunch of that. And finally, I think we can move some of these things away from the hotbar and actually have a hotbar that resembles a normal onerous hotbar. There we go. Okay, so we want to have this come out here like that and feed into there. That one feeds into there, and that one feeds into there, just like that. All right, now we've got slag coming in, and we should be making crushed stone. It looks like we're making too much crushed stone, so what I want to do is actually temporarily rip you up, and we'll move you a little bit closer, and then we can have additional inserters increasing the output here. We've lost water. We have lost water. There we go. Flip it around. And now we're looking. Oh, well, now we've got a heap of slag. Maybe I didn't need that second electrolyzer. What is this using? This is using 1 slag every second, and this is producing 1 slag every 4 seconds. All right. But this, yeah, this is looking better. It's looking better. We should be able to build some more of that now, which will get us closer to that. Our wood pellets, yeah, we've got some wood pellets. Let's pop an iron chest down, and you know, it's time to get a little bit, squishy with our placement. Pop that in there. Okay. We'll get a I don't know, a bunch of wood pellets. Keep that going. This is still awaiting. It would be nice to do something like that, just temporarily to speed up the input into here. And yeah, that's good. That's good. So yeah, you're kind of maxed out on cellulose fiber. We do have some paper, which is handy. And we have some of that. Okay. Alright, we're starting to look a lot like Christmas here. Things are on the way. We can drop everything we don't need here. What's that? A module slot. Well, we're probably not too worried about modules just yet. So okay, wood pellets. Yeah, we've caught back up here, and we're now running low on slag. I think it's time we actually did pop in a box here and started thinking about making some landfill. So to make landfill, we need to make stone, and it's going to be very, very slow. And we never put our power back up, did we? No, we did not. All right, we never put our power back up. Not sure if we're going to have enough room now over this area, which is a bit sad, isn't it? All right, let's see. If we have you, my friend, coming in here, and I don't think our stone pipe's going to reach that far. It does. Fancy that. I remember stone pipe having a significantly shortened stretch. Alright, we probably need to go out a couple here. Like that. It's actually 3 wide, apparently. There we go, alright. And then we can pop in a bunch of them. and that will get our steam up and running. There we go. All right, power is back on. We're at 2.6 kilowatts, which is ample. I could replace some of these that we've ripped out. I move that one across to there. In fact, we can replace even more. No, that actually, net result the same. Net result the same. But now we have a weird pole going like that. Well, them's the brakes. We could put in a few more in like little spots where we have some space for them. So remember, we can walk through them. Not a worry. That seems to be about it. All right. You, my friend, not so much so. How are we going? How are we going with our wood processing? We're a long ways away. Long ways away. So that will be our next challenge. Will be getting our wood processing going. Crushed stone. Yeah, you're just incredibly slow due to a lack of crushed stone. It's always a lack of crushed stone, but we do need to start thinking about landfill. All right, you're going all right. You're going all right. Yeah, paper is building up. Wood pellets. Yeah, okay. We've got some production going. I haven't done the math, but we do have to make sure that, because it takes energy to produce these things. Like this is using 100 kilowatts to make the algae. Whoops. These guys are using 20 kilowatts very irregularly. Very irregularly. These guys are using 100 kilowatts. Again, not as fairly regularly. 100 kilowatts here. So we're burning say 300 kilowatts plus a little bit of change to create the cellulose fibre or the wood pellets. But each one's worth 8 megajoules, which is 8 megawatts a second. Yeah, and it's taking 3 seconds. Well, let's say 30 seconds. If it takes 30 seconds, 8 megawatts divided by 30. Gosh, brain frying. That's about 240 kilowatts. Does that sound right? I think that sounds right. But we make more than one pellet. We make more than one pellet in that time. So net result, I think, positive. Net result positive. I'm going to stick with that. All right, we're at 28 minutes. I am going to let this run for a bit, and we're going to research wood processing 2. And next episode, we're going to jump in at wood processing 2, and we'll make some charcoal. And then I think it's going to be ramping up the existing production, because obviously we're starting to struggle with a lack of copper plate already. So we want to make this system. Probably want to rejig this. I think we'll get rid of all of this wind power here, expand our power requirements as necessary through boilers once we have the charcoal set up, which will enable us to keep supply over here. And then we can put in more electrolyzers, more slag, more crushed rock, more of everything really, and that's going to be how we go. So yeah, looking forward to it. Do let me know in your comments what you think of the whole pausing the recording, skipping ahead as a way of not making this drag on forever in the playthrough. I will definitely avoid doing any kind of new production. I might rejig some things off camera just so I'm not sitting here bored. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that, how you want this to play out, and most importantly, a huge thank you to our brand new patron, Jordan Y. Thank you very much for your support. It's super super meaningful, especially in the current climate. Oh, it's crazy times, and yeah, just a couple of dollars a month, even as little as $1 a month if you're that way inclined. Jump over to Patreon, and you can get your name in the list as well. And as always, see you tomorrow.